shiny. I'm kind of wondering what is on this MP3 player. MP3 players, I've got kind of a bizarre interest in them. I don't collect them yet. You never know, I may do. I got this particular one. This was in the bottom of a box of games many years ago, and I was just looking at the shelves, and I realised this was sitting on the shelf. And I also realised that I've never ever plugged it in, so I've got no idea what's on this. So I thought it might be interesting, might make an interesting video if we both shared the moment. I plugged it in. It may not even work. We may not even get it to read. But yeah, this is a Ministry of Sound version. Unfortunately, it's like a pink metallic. I don't know if there's a light there. There might be a light that pulses when it's loading or charging or whatever it is it does. Fairly minimalist. Play and stop. Your volume, skip backwards and forwards. And it's got this really hard kind of rubber, quite good rubber casing. The old USB looks in good condition. I think there's a battery in here though. Oh yeah, and it is rechargeable. So here's hoping it's still going to hold a charge for this experiment. But yeah, the whole subject of MP3s I find fascinating. That's because I'm an anorak, I know, and an incredible bore. But I was one of those people that went right up to the last minute. I refused to switch over to MP3, whether it be MP3 player or iPod. I remember buying a really nice, it was imported, one of the very last Sony Walkmans. It was so loaded with features, and when you were playing a metal tape in that, the quality was amazing. But times change regardless, and I was always fascinated as time went on. I mean, I remember getting my first iPod, but I was always aware that, you know, there was MP3 players and there was Apple, and obviously Apple had become established as the norm really early on in the game, and then he just had everybody else, no real standard other than MP3 file. But because it was so diverse, you got some really weird players, some quite unusual and bizarre features. You got some players that were made incredibly cheap, and you realised that really fast. And then later on, you ended up with some combination units that would play video as well. And I remember my son having one, and I cannot for the life of me think of who made this one. I want to say Creative, but I may be wrong. And he had a little tiny MP3 player, but it had a screen as well, and a really good screen on it. And I always remember that player being really it was a real open platform, and it would play more or less every conceivable video file that you could think of, unlike the equivalent Apple device, I imagine. Although it would take some time, would it not, because you had to wait for the iPod Touch, I suppose, before video was a main feature. So yeah, it's kind of a weird time. Technically, I look at it as a really bizarre time, and these kind of little things, I just find them interesting. From one company to the other, they all had different ways of doing things. None of them could reach any kind of standard, and all of them were just completely eclipsed by Apple. And then obviously back then we just couldn't see we also failed to see the significance of mobile phones. I remember a few people claiming that, you know, why would you want just one device? You've only got to have a tiny device and your phone. There's no issue about carrying two items. but just look at the way it's gone now. I mean, my phone, for example, my Galaxy Note, it does everything, everything. And some of us have the cheek to moan about battery life. I find that amazing when you think about all that your phone does. So yeah, so what we'll do is we'll plug this in. It may not even power up, but it'll be interesting to see what's on it, because I haven't got a clue. So let's have a look. Plug this in and see if we can get any, maybe that is an LED there or something, see if we can get any power from it. Unfortunately it goes in that way. Well, that is bizarre, surely. Or it goes in the other way. The PC is making some noise, so let's have a look. We have recognition, which is a good sign. I should have used video capture for this, so I do apologise about the camera. But at least it's registered. I can't see any LEDs on that MP3 player, so I imagine it's just going to charge that battery. So let's go. Hopefully there's nothing rude on here. Why can't we do that? Anyone got any ideas? I've got an idea. Let's pull back a bit. Let's pop over here a second. Let's see if it'll allow us to explore. So we should be, keep moving the camera around, we should be down there with the pen drive, so hopefully we can explore that. Let's just check the properties first. So there is definitely something on there. Explore. Way, there you go. Always go for explore. SOS, Rihanna, Pussycat Dolls, Sugar Babes. Yeah, whoever that is. Sugar Babes. Chris Brown? Who the hell is Chris Brown? This has come from Now What I Call Music, volume 64. Sugar Babes. Wow. It's not my kind of music. Beyonce, it really isn't my kind of music. This is more like my daughter's kind of thing. Actually, it's more like the bloody missus. She likes this kind of thing. She really likes all the same crap that my daughter likes. So interestingly, it did work. Very small memory, this one. Really, really tiny. An unusual subject. I find it interesting because I find that kind of thing interesting. I really do, if I'm honest. So I'm off to, what I'll do is I'll download all these tracks to my missus' PC. She'll like that. She'll appreciate the gesture. So you guys take care of yourselves. That was quite a bit of music, really. That was quite a bit of music to get free, I suppose. You guys take care of yourselves and I'll see you soon. Bye bye.